Well, well, well. Surprise video of the day. I thought nobody was going to care about this, but apparently people do. So, by request, we're doing a defense team showcase for Chaos Season. People really want to see Chaos Season defense? Come on, man. Y'all already know. It's a wash. Like, it always has been. I don't even know why they do Chaos Season in the first place. Does anyone want Chaos Season? Because I don't. First of all, the reason why it's so bad is because you got to deal with units that normally cannot be run on defense, or can't be run on offense, like Lay Radar, for example. That guy is a monster for defense teams to deal with. With his inflicting a sign decoy, I have to worry about who's got the highest defense on the team to make sure, or who has the lowest defense on the team to make sure that's the unit getting hit by a sign decoy. And I can't run ranged units either because they're just going to get sniped by Lyn. So this miserable defense that I've got here, Sigurd has to be the offense unit pretty much, mainly because I can't run Camilla because she has less defense than Rhea. Is that any way to play defense, man? Come on. Like, let's be real. Let's stop kidding ourselves. You've got no shot at all in Chaos Season. If anyone who is competitive at the game actually fights you, you're done. And we've got a bunch of losses to show for it. We got one over there, we got one over here, and then we got one all the way up here. Now, we did have lift loss control for the other two, which is fine, right? But, like, this one we took a minus 60, so RIP, no rank 1. I did actually get rank 1 the last time we had Chaos Season, but I didn't even care to show it. And it's not like this defense is any different from the one I showed last time for Chaos Season. This is really the only thing you can do that's kind of effective, but, I mean, even this is not effective at all. So, the idea is to set up a rally trap, have Sigurd rally on Rhea, get his extra action from Divine Nectar, and then he covers basically the entire bottom after that. Sigurd is pretty effective as a player phase unit in Chaos Season, though, because without the blessing bonuses to raise HP, he actually has a very good shot of beating units that normally are able to face tank him in regular defense seasons, like Dark and Anima, for example. Like Tamara, when she's got a bunch of HP blessings and maybe a couple defense blessings, Sigurd has no shot of beating her. But in Chaos Season, he actually can beat her. Fairly consistently, too. So, at least there is that, I guess. But, yeah, man, not really much else to say. And also, we got the addition of Elm as well. Elm, I think, is probably better for Chaos Season defense than he is for regular season defense. But even saying that, he does nothing against the defense that I've got set up here. Because no matter who he sets up undefended on, all of these units should be rather safe. You can't really melee anyone besides Rhea the way this is set up. So, Rhea can already hold her own pretty well in melee combat, and then your only option is to target Hector or Haythrun and then try to snipe them with whoever your ranged unit happens to be. Now, most commonly, it's Emblem Lyn, who will... I mean, she can potentially beat both of them, but also they've got a pretty good shot of living against her. I've got distant defense on Hector, so he can tank Lyn if she tries to hit him. And then we got distant guard on Haythrun to buff Hector's defense there a little bit in ranged combat. Also, Haythrun, I gave her Aegis and the Ike Ring there, so she has a better shot of living against Emblem Lyn. Not going to have a chance against the attuned Alm, though, because he turns off defense specials. So, I guess without further ado, let's take a look at these replays and just see how things go. Now, the only good thing that could come out of this is if we see Elm getting squashed. Because, I mean, that guy, he is being so overrated by the community. He's good, but people are acting like he's the guy. And he's not the guy. He's just okay. He's not, like, the absolute end of all defense ever. He's just okay. All right, we got Sakura, very good unit. And we got Emblem Lyn there. We got Duo Marth, who I still cannot pull, by the way, and I actually made a mid-season adjustment here. We've got Lay Radar on this particular setup, but I took him off for Needhogger, the New Year Needhogger, because I just wanted more support. I was going to run Duo Marth in that spot, but I still can't get him, guys. I'm trying, but I can't do it. So, what do you want me to do? I just got to eat the L. His banner goes away in, I think, 3 days. Let's see, where is his banner? Yeah, so his banner goes away in 3 days. I have 0 orbs, and we're damn near up to 12% rates almost, 11.5. So, yeah, I mean, I've just faced the music that I'm not going to get him. So, yeah, not much we can do about that, especially if I can't make the defense the exact way that I want it, which is another reason I didn't really want to show this off. But, I mean, alas, I guess people wanted to see it, so we'll show it. Okay, so where were we? We were on Duo Marth there. Then he's also got Emblem Erica and the Jehana Ike. Okay, I guess Duo Marth is his bonus hero here. Okay, so first turn, uneventful. Just waiting it out. Alright, not really sure what he's waiting on, though. I mean, if he was going to attack us, he probably should have did it already. Okay, I guess he was waiting on the Bolt Tower, but that doesn't really do much. Okay, Sakura attacks in. We block with Hector. I actually did have far save on Hector up until the point where I swapped in Needhogger, mainly because I wanted the economy of being able to have the far save and then being able to also run Duo Marth, as I said earlier. But seeing as that's not going to be the case, I had to just run Needhogger, and I decided if I'm going to have her on the team anyway, might as well run her as the far save over Hector. Alright, we get our rally there off on Rhea. Going after Marth, though. Interesting. Okay, I would have thought we would have gone after somebody else, but his Vantage, yeah, not really going to do too much good for him there against Sigurd, who's got a lot of defense. And then Rhea getting enemy phased by Erica is interesting. Because normally you look at Emblem Erica, you think of her as a player phase unit, but she can actually win some very interesting enemy phase matchups. Like, for example, Valentine Edelgard has a very rough time beating Emblem Erica on the player phase. So, like, if you're trying to Vantage sweep, or if you're trying to Gale Force sweep with the Valentine Edelgard, Emblem Erica can be a thorn in your side sometimes. That's what I've noticed in my experience. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. Alright, this one is going on forever, though. We did get our KO, but he's still... I guess he's still playing for it. I'm not really too sure why. I can't imagine us losing... Wait, hold on. Let's just skip all the animations. I want to see what happens here, because I don't even know how this guy... Alright, you're not telling me he failed to beat Lay Radar of all units. Yeah, he ran out of time, and Lay Radar is still standing. I guess there's no way Lin couldn't beat him. I mean, I do have Deflect Missile, but that's not really going to save us from Lin. We're not even on the defense tile. I don't know. All right, let's move on. All right, next dude over here, Nekura. Okay, we have Elm here. So if he gets wrecked, then that's, I guess, a bonus for the video. All right, then we have Wind Sweep, Fatal Smoke, Null Follow-Up. I don't know why he's got perfect attack speed and the Null Follow-Up seal. That seems a little redundant. But, okay, so he's got his Wind Sweep, Fatal Smoke, Lin, which is actually pretty solid. All right, then we have Katria there for Brave Attack support. Needhogger, and then Duo Marth once again. Must be nice having that guy, right? So, I guess he's going to try to undefend on either Hector or Lay Radar and then snipe with Lin. Okay, so he goes for Hector. Unable to kill him, though. Or else Lin would have attacked for sure. Alright, this time going for Lay Radar. And Lin can't kill him either. So, I guess GG Elm once again. Elm just... Elm is not good if you build your defense to beat him by just, like, putting all the units who you want to tank in front. He's not really that much of a problem. Lay Radar, on the other hand, is a massive problem for defense because, as I said at the start, like, I basically have to build the entire team around this guy's existence. Otherwise, he shows up and you just instant lose. So, yeah, like, it's real miserable out here for Chaos Season. Okay, this time we have Emblem Lin without perfect attack and speed, but still with null follow-up seal. Alright, then we got Athos, we got Emblem Erica, Goto, and Hector there. Okay, interesting. He's gonna get attacked here. Surely he doesn't think Athos is tanking anybody, does he? Alright, Sigurd gets a KO. He's gonna get a bonus action because he targeted a lot of people there with the AoE. Alright, then we take out Erica there. Okay. Alright, then Ray is gonna attack Athos here. Not really doing much. Wow, actually that's pretty interesting. Does he nullify adaptive damage? Because I would have thought that Rhea would at least do a little bit more damage to him. Huh. That's interesting. If he nullifies adaptive damage, I don't see where it is. So, I'm not saying he doesn't do that. Or he could just be that defensively tanky that he still takes no damage from Rhea. I wouldn't put it past Athos, actually, because his defense is pretty surprising. Okay, where are we? We're up to here, I think. Okay, no, this was the one we just looked at. So let's move on to the next one, which is Natalia Boo. Alright, this time around, we've got the Valentine Edelgard. Very good unit still. Okay, Mythic Hresvelger. Then Legendary Sakura, Emblem Erica, and Lysithea. Not really sure who his bonus unit is here. I would have to double check the bonus hero list. Everyone either ran Marth or, in my case, I ran Ninja Lin because she just got refined and I wanted to use her. But most people just ran Duo Marth as their bonus. And it's very easy to see why. He's like... I mean, that's another problem for this defense, too, is just omni-tanking with Duo Marth. I've got no shot. Like, there's... none of these units have a chance of beating him if he's going to bait us. So, like, that's a problem as well. Harder to solve that problem, though. Like, in my personal opinion... if I'm forced to use a bait strat to beat a defense, I've already lost. Like, mentally, I've lost. Because that's not the way I want to play the game. I want a player phase. I'm the one doing the attacking, right? Like, you're the one taking the beating. I'm the one doing the hits. So, if I'm not allowed to play the game like that, in my mind, I've already lost the fight. So, I usually do not build my defenses around being able to beat bait strats. But I do build them to be miserable to player phase. Or at least as best of my ability as I can. That's what I try to do. Because I am a player phase player. If I can't player phase, I feel like I've lost. And I want other people to feel that way too. So that's why my defenses are built the way they are. Alright, this guy might... yeah, I thought he would surrender at some point there. Okay, so our first loss, we lost to this guy here, Ray. Okay, so maybe Elm is actually going to make me shut my big fat mouth here. Alright, we have also Duo Marth. We got Emblem Lin. We have Atun Micaiah, and then also the Arcane Layla. Kind of redundant running Layla and Elm at the same time. Not really sure why you would. And in fact, if you're going to do this, you might as well run Embla instead of Layla, because the Bride Embla, the way she sets up undefended is way better than Elm or Layla, because she sets it up and she can target like people in the back row. These two cannot. They only target people in front. Okay, so we undefend on Rhea there, but we're not attacking here. Not sure why he would have targeted Rhea as opposed to like Lay Radar or Hector. They seem like they'd be more susceptible to Lin. Okay, that time he did, but he didn't attack. So I guess his Lin can't beat Lay Radar. Alright, there we go, undefending on Rhea again. Now he's hiding in the corner. Why doesn't he just Omni-tank with Marth? Does he not think Marth can do it? Okay, so there we broke, which is interesting here. We broke ranks, we broke formation, but we didn't get attacked there, so I'm not really sure, like, what the interaction was that caused that. That does happen sometimes, like when your units will just move in without being attacked first, but typically that's not the case, so I, like, may have to rewatch the footage there to figure out why that happened. Alright, he gets a snipe in there, and at this point, he could just hide in the corner. We're not going to be able to reach him anymore. Especially now, Sigurd is not getting his Divine Nectar support, so he's not going to be able to rally trap anymore. Yeah, there we go, showing that off. But honestly, this guy, he could have just baited us with Dual Marth from the start, and he would have saved himself a lot of turns here. Alright, so he is able to win, but I don't give this win any credit to Elm. Even though he won with Elm, Elm didn't do anything. So, yeah, this one looks like it was more so just like Duo Marth and Lyn as a combo, as a tag team here. Alright, there he gets the snipe on Sigurd, and then he's just going to break the last pot and then get his KO here. Alright, yeah, there we go. Get the pot, and then Elm getting the KO. Okay, sure. Okay, so that was Ray. Who is next? Okay, Raul. Nice name there. Alright, so this dude has got the attuned Alm, who, like I said, he is a problem as well. That's one of the reasons I don't want to run Shield Fighter on Hector with Aegis, because Alm is just going to turn him into mashed potatoes. So you want to at least, like, at this point, I think the defense specials, or the damaging specials that have defense access with Twin Far Save or Twin Near Save, or the new Alir support, which allows you to do that. That's what I think you want to go for now, instead of going for, like, Shield Fighter and Pavis or Aegis. Because it just doesn't work against units like Alm that turn off defensive-based specials. Alright, then we got Goto, we got Valentine Edelgard, Brave Felix, and Brave Alphonse. Oh, no. Yeah, mistakes were made here. Alright, yeah, can't really get any credit for this win. This guy just, like, goofed up. So, yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, a lot of defenses where we win is mainly because of stuff like this. It's very rare that we win a defense against a good player. Now, I mean, that's just how defense goes, right? Like, if anyone with a brain fights your defense, you're probably not going to win. However, sometimes you can still beat good players with a defense, mainly if they're restricted by who their bonus unit is that they got to run. And that's one of the reasons why we're able to still be a little competitive in regular seasons like Dark Season and Anima Season. The opponents are so restricted on what units they're allowed to use. They got to use 3 Mythic Heroes for max score. And then if they don't have one of their Mythic Heroes as a bonus, they have to run a hard bonus hero. So that really limits the amount of actual units of their choice that they can put on the team. So we have, like, just out of that, we have a little bit of an extra amount of leeway in regular seasons for defense. But not so much in Chaos Season, where you can just use whatever you want. Alright, here's another one. Okay, this time we lost, so we have the Dancing Plumeria, the Duo one. Baby Camilla, who I would love to run her, man. Absolutely love to run her. But she has less defense than Reyes, so I can't. Alright, then we got Goto, we got Duo Marth, and then we have Layla there. Interesting, we've seen Layla a couple of times. Maybe she's a bonus, but he has Duo Marth, so I don't know why he would need to have Layla here. Alright, just go for a dance. Yeah. Okay, the Marth baiting begins, right? Like, this is... We got no shot here. Maybe if I ran Hardy Bearing on somebody, like Sigurd, for example. But... I don't know, man. And he actually lived anyway, so it's not like Hardy Bearing would have did him much good in that matchup. I guess we could give it to Rhea. Because there she would have been able to attack Marth for free. But she still lost anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Marth also gets around Lay Radar, by the way, because he needs allies in 3 spaces instead of 2 for him to get all his effects off. And Lay Radar does undefended on or assign decoy on the target within 2 spaces. So if you just put Duo Marth out in front and have one guy within 3 spaces of him, you're good. You've got nothing to worry about whatsoever. Alright, there's Baby Camilla in action. We already know how she gets down. The nastiest player phase unit right now. I don't know, maybe Marth is better. I feel like Marth is better than Camilla on the player phase, but he doesn't have the same reach as her. Because she warps towards any terrain setup, and she sets up the terrain herself anyway. And she's got pass, so you can't even stop her from warping. So, like, that's the one reason why I think Camilla would be better as a player phaser than Marth, is just because of her reach. But in actual combat, I think the Camilla is way better. Or the Marth is way better, rather. Okay, we got Brave Felix, Baby Camilla, Emblem, or not Baby Camilla, actually, Legendary Camilla. Okay, then we have Emblem Sigurd, Yunaka, and Lyn there, Emblem Lyn. Okay. Not really sure what this guy's going to try to do here. Alright, turn 1, we're just breaking some stuff. Vandalism. Alright, Repo's in Sigurd. I guess he was trying to attack the King Freyr all the way at the top there. I'm surprised he didn't go through with that, though. I feel like he would have probably been able to beat King Freyr with Sigurd. Maybe it's because he had no way to get Sigurd out of the way after he did that, so he wanted to just wait. Alright, here we come in. We start attacking. Yeah, this time his unit was in range, so that made sense. But that earlier instance where we moved in and nobody was in range, that's... Like, that does happen sometimes, but it's not always clear why the reason is. Alright, here's Brian up next. Okay, Legendary Guinevere. Oh, with basically the entire kit from Arcane Lilina. Alright, then we got the Azura, Atari Azura. Winter Altina duo, that's a rare one. And we got Ninja Korin and Emblem Sigurd. Yeah, you don't really see Altina anymore. When she came out, she was an interesting choice. Not so much right now. I mean, if you're going to Vantage Sweep, you might as well just run Duo Marth. Yeah, this guy, he's in big trouble. Yeah, like, defenses like this don't count. And this makes up a majority of everyone's defenses. What is this? Like 90% of defenses look like this. Alright, and then Ray is going to come in and take somebody out. Or actually, no. Yeah, she doesn't reach that far, even though I have Celica Ring. Alright, still going for it, though. Okay, Ninja Korin takes out Sigurd. He can't use the duo button, though, because we have a duo hero still on the map. And there he calls it quits. Alright, so the final one. This is the one where we actually took the lift loss from. So, Leo Star, I've actually... I fought him earlier in the season, which is why he rematched, and I did beat him. He ran, like, basically the same defense as I did, to my recollection. But... yeah, I was able to beat his... He was a little weaker to Elm than me, because I think he had King Freyr in this spot. So I was able to just, like... I had Elm put in a little bit of work there. I targeted his Freyr, and then I sniped him out with Lyn, and then the rest was just waiting patiently for his units to break ranks. My team is a little bit safer against Elm, though. Alright, so Duo Marth, I guess, when in doubt, just Duo Marth. Valid strategy. My god, man. I still feel like such a dumbass for not sparking Marth. But there's no way I could have known, right? Like, how would I have known in the next 3 pulls I was going to get Elm? But low-key, though, I did want Marth more. So just off of that, I probably should have sparked him. So I've got, like, no one to blame but myself for that. And then not being able to pull him, that's just, like, even more salt in the wound. Alright, yeah, this guy, he just won with Duo Marth. Elm, again, didn't really do much for this one. Yeah, we don't have a chance anymore. I mean, he can still continue to bait us with Marth if he wants to. Now it's just a matter of how he's going to get the pots, pretty much. If he even wants the pots. He may not need the pots because this is the last day. I personally still go for the pots if they're available because, I mean, it's just practice. But you don't really have to. Oh, goes for the duo skill there. Gets a dance off on L. Wait a second. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a duo hero. So he has the harmonic dance duo skill where he dances an ally in 2 spaces with the highest HP. But the harmonic ones only work on allies from the same title. This guy doesn't care. It's anybody because he's a duo hero. He's not a harmonic hero. So, yeah, you are able to do that, which, again, another reason I would have wanted him. That's, like, the harmonic dance has always been one of my favorite ways to dance a unit. Because the 2-range dance is, like, so helpful. Alright, so there we go. We lost that one last fight there for the lift loss, and then we lost 2 other fights. But Elm really didn't do anything. More so, it was Duo Marth who was a menace. And even though we didn't fight Lay Radar at all, his existence means I have to build around his existence. So, yeah, there you guys go. I'm not sure what the reception is going to be for this, because like I don't care about Chaos Season. I don't imagine too many people actually do either, because as I've already said, it's like a free pass. It's like in bingo where you have the free space in the middle and then celebrating because you have that. Like while they're announcing the numbers, they go like B6 and then you jump up and you're like, yes, and you're doing that over the free space. Not over the B6 that they just called. That's what Chaos Season is. So, there you guys go. I'll leave it at that. I'm not getting Duo Marth, apparently. So, gonna have to come up with some other kind of defense to use without him. But until that time comes, I'll just go back to the drawing board. And that's all for this one, guys. So, take care. Hope you guys had a better season than me. And I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.